Well, hey, everybody. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I hope you guys are having a blessed day wherever in the world you guys are. And I hope you're doing amazing. So, hey, give me a thumbs up. You guys can see me and hear me. It's Dr. Eric Nepute. I just finished my day today. Well, for the most part, busy day seeing patients. And then I was on radio and television all day talking about a really interesting topic. That's A new study just came out that talks about advertising for junk food and how advertising for junk food actually can cause an increase in consumption of calories, especially for kids. 130 extra calories a day, which can lead to over 12 to 14 pounds a day as well. So anyway, just got done doing all that. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm going to pull up social media, make sure everybody's on. Give me a thumbs up. You can see me and hear me, and let me know where you're watching from. I'm going to do a little AMA right now. So if you have any questions about anything, why don't you type them in the chat below, and I'll do my best to answer them. By the way, a lot of you know that I get on here at least once a week and start answering questions. So I'm going to spend probably 30, 40 minutes today doing that for you all. So if you have any questions about anything health-wise, any nutritional products, anything you want to ask Dr. Eric, I will do my best to answer it. So I always say that the quality of your life is in direct proportion to the quality of the questions that you ask yourself and you ask other people. Well, the deal is if you don't ask questions to other people, you're not going to get answers. So I have a lot of questions that you've all asked me from all over the world. I'm going to go through and start answering some of them. Now, I do reserve the right to refuse to answer any of these, because some of them are like personal questions about my life and family and all that. But anyway, I'm going to do that for you guys now. So number one question right now: how do I purchase your products? The buy button on your site doesn't work. Okay, great question. So you're talking about biolimitless.com. The biolimitless.com website, that website by itself is not a site for you to purchase off of. That's an educational site only. And I do that because, number one, our products are sold through many different channels. And I'm going to show you that. I'll tell you that in just a minute. But I want an educational platform so people can have one place to go where they can get all the data, all the information, etc. Now, maybe in the future we'll have a spot on there that you can purchase, but right now it's separate. So number one, you may already be in our Biolimitless family, our Biolimitless global community. If you are, that means you're already set up. You have a back office, and you can actually go in and purchase through your own independent link. Now, we have thousands of influencers all across the globe that are promoting Biolimitless, and I want to support our family. So if you have heard about us through some of our affiliates or some of our influencers, get the link from them, and then boom, there you go, you got it. Number two, if you're not in the family yet, okay, and somebody referred you here, get with those people that referred you. If you've got a friend or a family member or a loved one that said, hey, go check out these videos, go see what Dr. Nepute's doing, because I'm all about helping people. And we have a system that's by the people, of the people, and for the people. And so if someone sent you here, get with that influencer. Get with that influencer so that you can get a link from them. They can tell you where to go. They'll show you exactly what to do. They'll probably even text you something where you can make a purchase. Now, if you don't fit in that category, then we have a third category that you can do. You can go to wearebiolimitless.com. That's wearebiolimitless.com. That's where you can go and become a customer. And then what I do after that, after you become a customer, is we have so many great influencers, so many amazing leaders all across the globe. What I'll do is I'll connect you with those individuals so that you can learn more about Biolimitless, and they can help you during your customer journey, and they'll take care of you. And even if you want to become an influencer as well, they can teach you to do that, and not only get your product paid for, but maybe even, make a living doing this, that a lot of people are. So great question, Becky. That's answer number one. Number two, hey, here's one. I'll pull this one up here right here. This is Randy. Hey, Randy. All right. Randy says, can the cell reset lead to some constipation? It certainly can. Let me explain why it can. If you are using the cellular reset program, okay, the pills by themselves, the cell reset formula, okay, there's kind of a glare on my computer, but that's the cell reset formula. There's 3 peptides that are in this formula, okay? By the way, these pills are teeny weeny, eensy beensy little pills. And the recommendation is 2 of these per day, either 1 in the morning and 1 at lunch, or 2 first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. And these peptides help the body stimulate the mitochondria to improve fat burning, to help with muscle building, to help reduce systemic inflammation in the body, and to help cellular healing. It's a very powerful tripeptide formula. And if you follow, there's 3 different food plans that we also, lifestyles that we recommend for this as well. There's one track that you can follow, a calorie restrictive plan with really specific types of foods in order to help shift your body from a sugar burner to a fat burner. And a really great effect of that is you're going to burn fat from your body. And Randy, that can definitely lead to some constipation. Now, the definition of constipation is less than 1 bowel movement per day. Now, in order to help with that, what do? Make sure you're drinking the water you're supposed to have, because there's detoxification processes with all these formulas, because they stimulate your body and your cells to do what they already do, and that's to work like it's supposed to. Now, that being said, if you're not drinking the hydration that you're supposed to have during the day, forget about it. So number 1, up your water. And how much water should you have? Whatever your body weight is. If you're a 200-pound person, try to get 200 ounces of water per day. Whatever your ideal body weight, let's say it's 150, try to get 150 ounces of water a day. Put a squeeze of lemon, put a little pinch of organic clean sea salt in there, and you're golden. Drink that bad boy all day long. That can help. Number 2, because a lot of times when we're shifting our diet from what we're used to a healthier diet, sometimes that can cause changes in our body as well. Listen, I've had people say, I felt better when I was drinking beer and eating pizza every day than when you switched me to eating normal fruits, vegetables, foods, and etc., and exercising. That's because the body gets used to things. And that's why we talk about, look, I'll move to the side. This is the real Biolimitless food pyramid. This is the food pyramid reimagined. So if your diet's protein heavy, which yours should be, you should be trying to get at least 1 gram per ideal body weight of protein per day. So if your ideal body weight is 180, you should try to get 180 grams of protein. You need a tremendous amount of water to keep that moving in your body. Now, if your body's still constipated, then use some magnesium and some vitamin C to help with that. Magnesium citrate, which I often refer to as magnesium shitrate, because it helps the bowels move, about 500 to 600 milligrams a day, 2 or 3 days in a row. That'll get your bowels moving really good. You'll be moving great. And that helps reset your bowels as well, because part of the reset for the cellular reset is to reset your intestinal tract. You can also use some vitamin C. 1,000 milligrams of liposomal vitamin C once or twice a day would be very beneficial for you as well. So I hope, Randy, I hope that helps. There's a lot of other things you can do for that, but great question. Here's another question. Carrie says, hey, how do we deal with cyclic back acne without Accutane? So first of all, I'm not a big fan of Accutane unless you have to have it, because the side effects are horrible. I'm going to tell you what we found in 20 years of functional medicine, 20 years of getting to the root cause of people's problems. Number 1, step one in the process is you got to clear out the clutter. Like, this is so important to understand. You have to clear out the clutter. If you don't clear out the clutter, we're never going to fix the problem. Let me show you something. If I can pull this up quickly without causing too many issues. Here we go. Check this out. This is, see if I can fix it so it's a little bigger. No, but this behind me is the Biolimitless, what we call the 7 directives. Okay. Now look, step 1 here is we want to reveal the problem. What's the cause? Usually cyclic acne is a hormonal and liver problem because of congestion of microplastics, heavy metals, and etc. So step 1, test not guess, but really step 1 in moving into the right thing is reset the body and remove the toxins. So how do we reset the body? Put your son on the 45-day easy challenge. 7 simple steps for 45 days. I've done it with my son. My son has MTHFR because I have it, and so does his mother. It's a genetic imbalance in the body that does not allow the body to methylate like it's supposed to. So if we eat gluten, if we have synthetic B vitamins, if we have a lot of crap in our system, guess what happens? What happens is our body gets blocked up, backed up, and we have issues with it. And our liver gets congested. If that happens, then guess what? We get this cyclic acne, all these things. So number one, detox the body, get the crap out of the system, clear out the bad foods that you're eating. Okay. Go on a high protein diet, a good healthy fat diet, eating leafy greens. If you're going to have vegetables, if you're going to have fruit, have berries only. Try that and let's see where we go. I put anyone who has any type of acne, I put them on the cellular sorry, I was laughing at one of the questions that came in. I put them on the Detox Pro Plus, 2 dropperfuls at least once a day. Usually if I'm trying to get rid of toxins, I'll do it 3 or 4 times a day for about 45 days. And then I'm also simultaneously putting them on the Master Microbiotics, because if the gut bacteria is bad, the skin's going to be bad. Your skin is basically your intestinal tract flipped inside out. So if your skin's problematic, that means your digestive tract and all those things are problematic as well. Okay. Great question though, Carrie. Hope that helps. That should help a lot. Start with that. Give it time. Give it a minimum of 90 days. It's probably going to take about 3 months to really get this cleared up, but it will absolutely help. Okay, let's look at this one. All right, next question, Marlene. By the way, if you don't want me to show or just say anonymous, okay? So Marlene, she says, what can I do for chronic constipation? Something every day that's safe. Had a foot of the colon removed. It's very common because of diverticulitis. So diverticulitis is a sign that you had and probably still have leaky gut syndrome. So step one is test, not guess. I would love for you to run a genetic profile to find out what you should be eating and doing. But then we got to remove the toxins. Okay. So the next step is, like I showed you before, we got to remove these toxins from the body. So do the 45 easy reset food plan. Just follow the foods, remove the toxins from your diet, and then rebuild your gut microbiome. So what I do for that, I already talked about constipation. You can do those things. So the number one is the metabolic reset, following the food plan. If you go to the website, biolimitless.com, click on the 45 easy reset, you can go and find the food plans that are there. Follow that food guide. Follow that. Hit those macros that are on there, and then get the Detox Pro Plus, and then get the Master Microbiotics. Take those as directed. And then you can also make sure you're getting enough water. Like I said before, you might not be getting enough fiber in your diet. So here's kind of another little biohack. From a fruit standpoint, I typically only recommend berries as fruit, but green apples. Eating 2 or 3 green apples a day will keep your bowels moving as well. There's an enzyme in apples called pectinase, and that fiber helps push everything through. So you're either not getting enough fiber, you're not getting enough water, you're not getting enough of that enzyme, your gut bacteria is out of balance, you have too many toxins. So I would start with that. And you can also add, like I said before, magnesium citrate, 500 to 600 milligrams once a day will keep the bowels moving. A lot of times you can take that at nighttime as well. And then vitamin C, liposomal vitamin C, 1,000 to 3,000 milligrams a day. That'll keep your bowels moving really, really well. So Marlene, try that. Okay, that's a really good place to be. So I'm going to throw one more up here. Ann says, hey, doc, total cholesterol of 224. So what? I hear you. Good for you. I want mine to be above 200. Why? Because cholesterol makes hormones. Why? Because cholesterol is 100% of the fat in your brain. And like 80% of your brain is made of fat. 100% of that fat is cholesterol. And the fat around the outside linings of the nerves in your body are also made of cholesterol. If you don't have enough cholesterol in your body, we're going to have an issue. Boy, you need to go read the book, The Cholesterol Myth. I'm just telling you, go to biolimitless.com, look under the papers from the desk of Dr. Eric. I wrote a couple on this topic. I think your mind will be blown away. You're 63, 129 pounds. Cool. You eat healthy. There's nothing wrong with your cholesterol. Your HDL, the good fat, which is not even a fat, it's a lipoprotein. We want that to be above 60. So that's awesome. So I don't know why so first of all, you're good. Cholesterol of 124, zero problems on my end. By the way, the latest research and data shows that people who have a little elevated cholesterol above the 199 they're recommending actually lives longer. There's so many there's, by the way, there's going to be cardiologists that grab this and they're just going to go, listen to this functional medicine doctor. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Actually, yeah, I do. And I'd be more than happy to like lovingly have a conversation about it. Cholesterol meds, statin meds are very problematic for lots of reasons. They increase the risk for diabetes. That's what the studies have shown. They increase the risk for neurological problems. That's what the studies have shown. They increase the risk for demyelinization of the body. That's what the studies have shown. However, some people need those statin drugs because they can't control. They've got raging cholesterol. If your cholesterol is above a 400, 500, 600, that's a problem, man. If your LDL is up in the 200s, major issue. Listen, there's going to be lots of doctors that don't agree with me. That's fine. I don't care. I've been doing this 22 years. Dead doctors don't lie. There's a book. You should read it. Go check it out. Dead doctors don't lie. The average medical doctor lives to be around 57 to 60 years old, that takes statins, takes blood pressure meds, all this. The average doctor who does natural functional medicine lives into their 80s. I like people who live longer. That's my soapbox. That being said, use discernment and do what you think is best for you. But 224 cholesterol, I wouldn't even blink an eye at that thing. Okay. All right. Remember, by the way, I'm a doctor, not your doctor. I'm giving advice and recommendations for educational and motivational purposes only. This is not diagnostic or treating. That's my disclaimer that I have to say to everybody, because we live in a massively litigious world and you need to get as much information as you can before you make a assignment of what to do. So check this out. Another question. Jamie says, what helps for long COVID? Wow. That's a loaded question. Okay. Jamie says she's been dealing with it. She's had 2 jabs. Never again. She's from the UK. First of all, God bless you over in London or in the UK. But here's what I'm going to tell you. Long hauler syndrome. We know several things about this. Number one, we know, Jamie, that the spike protein, and you can look this up because this is what medical journals and literature are saying now. The spike protein, which is part of the SARS-CoV-2 virus, is considered by some to be what's known as an oncogenic virus, which means it's a virus that actually hijacks the system and lowers immune system function. There are other viruses that do that, like HPV virus can cause cervical cancer. HIV virus can cause sarcomas and all kinds of other immune problems. We know that HPV, right? You know that HPV, human papilloma. We know that hepatitis can mess up the liver and cause liver cancer. So we know that the SARS-CoV-2 virus has the spike protein. The spike protein is replicating in some people that have been infected with COVID naturally or injected with it through a jab, and that spike protein is replicating. So first thing you got to do is you got to get your body healthy. That's what you need to understand. Like, I don't care what anybody else says, whatever symptoms you're going to ask me about, your gallbladder, your fibromyalgia, your migraines, your headaches, your fatigue, your depression, your whatever symptom it is, I don't really care about symptoms. I focus on the cause of a problem. Okay. And I take all my patients through the same 7-step process, whether they know it or not. The first thing we do is test, right? So like Jamie, for you, in an ideal world, we would test your blood to see what your spike protein levels are. We would test your blood to see how your heavy metals are, because we see a big increase in heavy metals in individuals, at least from a clinical standpoint that I've seen. And we've had thousands of people in your same position over the last 4.5 years, Jamie, that I've personally seen in our practices. Removing the heavy metals, removing the microplastics, removing the toxins out of the body helps the body's immune system boost. Okay, that's how we want to do it. We're not fighting long COVID. We're supporting the body so that it can deal with it like it's supposed to. Then what we want to do is we want to recharge the cells. What happened a lot during COVID is your mitochondria, which is inside every cell of your body. There's a little engine and a little computer. That's the most important part of that cell. Because if that engine and that computer stops spinning and working, that cell stops working. And whatever that cell controls, if it's your heart, if it's your lungs, if it's your brain, if it's your bowels, if it's your testicles, stops working as well. Okay. So we want to get those cells to recharge. So every single patient, I'm just telling you what I do in my practice. You do whatever you want. But what I do is, number one, as I measure the body. Okay. Number two, I remove the toxins. So I put them on my Detox Pro Plus formula. And what I do is I have them do 2 dropperfuls 3 times a day for the first 6 weeks. I also have them do a cellular reset where they're eating a particular way, calorie restrictive, certain foods to have, making sure good, healthy protein is like at the top of their chart because protein is the food you need to heal tissue that's damaged in your body. You go to biolimitless.com, look up 45 easy reset, follow the reset protocol. We do have a reset formula that you can take with it. Some of my long haulers I put on, some I don't, but most of them, almost every one of them is going to reset. We're going to do the Detox Pro Plus to remove the toxins. We're going to recharge their body with the cellular reset formula that is also formulated to support individuals that have methylation issues. Because if you can't get the toxins out of the body, that's an issue. We found that most people that have long hauler syndrome have a methylation problem, and they can't get those toxins out. Getting them the right methylated B vitamins, which is in the cell signal, having the right type of supportive peptides, which is in the cell signal, helps that process, helps them immensely. But it's going to take time to clear this out of your system. Then what we do is we rebuild the gut microbiome. That's a big piece of this. There was a 600,000 person study done from the beginning of COVID until 2023, I believe is when the paper was released. And what the paper was called was The Missing Microbes of COVID-19. Dr. Sabine Hassin put that out. Amazing woman. Love her passion, love her mind. Amazing researcher. She found that there's specific microbiome bacteria that are missing in people who have long haulers, people who have a higher risk for COVID infections, and people who have a higher risk of getting really, really sick. And that's a specific type of bifidobacterium. So in the master microbiotic formula that's in there, we also encourage people to eat fermented foods, avoid foods that have antibiotics in it. They're going to destroy the gut microbiome. Avoid foods that are heavy in sugars. Avoid foods that have glyphosate in it the best you can. These destroy the gut microbiome. Avoid foods that have antibiotics in them. Minimize your intake, if not, get rid of antibiotics. These are things that will disrupt the gut microbiome. That's what we do. We also have a lot of our patients work on detoxing through moving their body, deep breathing exercise, using brushing for their body, using a vibration machine to stimulate. A standing vibration, Jamie, can stimulate lymphatics as well. And then depending upon what area of the body is most prevalently injured will determine what else we do. A lot of people who have the brain issue with long haulers, they can do really well with that cell signal formula. But a lot of times I'll also have to put them on a peptide called Neuro Reboot. It's a tripeptide formula that stimulates blood supply, blood flow, and also helps a tremendous amount with what's called synaptogenesis, refiring of brain cell activity. So it's a powerful duo. So that's where I start. I've also written a couple papers about this. Go to biolimitless.com. There's a spot on there under collections. I think it says From the Desk of Dr. Eric. There's probably a couple hundred papers on there that very soon is getting turned into our Good Guy AI software. So you can go on the site, ask those questions, and it's just like me answering them here for you. So Marlene, I hope that helps. All right. Okay. This is Jason. Hey, Jason, what helps with gallbladder or gallbladder stone issues? Well, first of all, usually with gallbladder issues, in my experience, is the body's not producing a certain enzyme called lipase. Lipase is an enzyme that helps the body break down fat. The gallbladder is made up of bile salts and cholesterol and a couple other enzymes. So first of all, I put everybody on a plant-based digestive enzyme, a plant-based digestive enzyme. That's important. Not a pancreatic enzyme, not an animal-based enzyme, a plant-based multi-enzyme that has amylase, lipase, and protease in it. We're making a product that will be released in a couple months for the Biolimitless community that has this in it, that can be taken with a meal, that'll give you all the vitamins, minerals, nutrients, and phytonutrients you need as well. But that's down the road. Get yourself, Jason, a plant-based organic multi-enzyme. Take one or two of those with each meal. That will help. There's also something called ox, OX bile salt. Ox bile salt helps a lot of times as well. Getting good salt in your body can help as well. That's why we recommend a quarter to a half of a teaspoon of organic sea salt in your diet every day. And there's all kinds of sea salts that are out there. I've already put papers out there about which ones are good, which ones are better. You look at what's out there and you decide what's best for you. And then making sure that you're drinking a lot of water, and then Jason, I'm telling you, minimizing your consumption of bad fats. Okay. So omega 3s are really good for the body. Like omega 3 fish oils are good for cholesterol in the gut. Coconut oil, extra virgin olive oil in moderation, those are good. But avoiding vegetable oils, avoiding fried foods, avoiding those. And anyone who has gallbladder issues, we support the entire digestive tract. And I use 2 main formulas for that every single day to support the digestive tract. That's our Detox Pro Plus formula because it pulls toxins out of the body. It breaks up biofilms, and it helps the body get rid of a lot of these bad primitive pathogens. Let's just call it that in the body, including parasites and all that kind of stuff. So that's an important thing to do. And then make sure that you're using a spore-based probiotic. We use the Master Microbiotics. I don't think there's anything better on the planet. I love that formula. We use the Blue Zone technology and the absorbability technology to get that where it's supposed to be in the system. So that's what I do, Jason, for gallbladder folks. I hope that helps. But everybody's a little unique and different. Let's see. Okay. Great question right here. Jennifer says, hey, what do you recommend for someone who's taken GLP-1 at a goal weight and wants to stop taking it? Okay, first of all, listen, GLP-1 drugs, like the injectable drugs, should only be taken in moderation. The research and data is out. We've had these out for long enough time now to know that there are some problems around, okay? There are some problems with those GLP-1s, a lot of them. There's been 168 deaths in the US, several over in the UK. There's a couple multi-billion-dollar class action lawsuits because of the negative side effects that people are having. So here's what I'm telling you to do. First of all, you need to make sure you're eating for your body type and eating for your genetic type. Run a genetic profile to find out where you're at. It goes back to what I always say. Step 1, reveal the problem. Test, not guess. Number 2, reset your system. Make sure, this is so big. I had several GLP-1 compounding pharmacies reach out to me to say, hey, can we take your 45 Easy and white label it and give it to our patients as a guideline and a food plan to follow? I need you to understand, once you've reset your metabolism, you won't need GLP-1s, at least the drugs, indefinitely. There are GLP-1 agonists that are natural: cinnamon, berberine, intermittent fasting, a carnivore diet, ketogenic diet. All those things are GLP-1 agonists. So there's many things you can do, but make sure, this is really important. If you want to keep your weight where it's supposed to be, there's been multiple studies that have shown that if your gut microbiome is out of balance, you can't burn fat as fuel. Your body stores fat and you get more inflammation. So it really follows this. It's all about resetting your body. I'd follow that 45 Easy food plan. I'd follow the one track that's for fat burn. Remove the clutter from your diet. This is a big one. Remove the clutter and the toxins from your system. Clean out your blood. Clean out your intestinal tract. That Detox Pro Plus does that. Now, you can go buy all those individual ingredients. It's going to be hard for you to source that. It'll be about 4 times the cost of that formula. But this formula works epically for that. And then make sure that you're using the Master Microbiotic formula to get that gut bacteria right. Now, I will tell you this. I have a lot of my patients that will transition off of GLP-1s and transition on to something that will keep their brain and their body stimulated into fasting and stimulating ketones in the body. There's a formula that we use called Cellular Reset. It's the bigger bottle that we use, 3 of those in the morning and 3 midday. A lot of times, once people reach their goals, that's what they can use. But if you haven't met your goal yet, use that reset and use the reset formula. There's a peptide in here that's called 5-amino-1. Here's the reality. It's not really a peptide. It's a peptide-like compound. It does very similarly in the body what peptides do. Signals the cells to do something. What this 5-amino-1 compound does is it stimulates the bodies to burn fat as fuel. So it helps you keep your protein and muscle mass on, where a lot of these GLP-1 agonists, unfortunately, they cause a lot of protein wasting. That's why when you see, a lot of these folks, they call it Ozempic face. Their face is sunken in. They've lost their muscle mass. Your muscle mass is your metabolism. Yes, you've lost weight, and I'm not interested in weight loss. I'm interested in fat loss. I want you to be leaner, but I want you to have muscle. That's the key. So focus on a heavy, good protein diet. Switch your body to some of those processes we said. Jennifer, give me a thumbs up if that helps answer your question there. Good. Let me do a couple more and then we got to get scooting. Okay, so here's an interesting one. Holly says, how do you break up kidney stones? Any supplements or vitamins that help with the kidneys? A lot of stuff helps with the kidneys. But the first thing you need to understand is that there's really 3 types of kidney stones, and they're all byproducts of digestion. So there's a calcium oxalate, calcium phosphate, and a uric acid stone. Depending upon what kind of stone it is, we'll tell you how to mitigate the problem, how to reduce the risk of it showing up in the first place by changing your diet and by using a specific enzyme. So fats break down into calcium oxalates. Carbs break down into calcium oxalates. Carbs break down into calcium phosphates. And then you've got uric acid from protein. So that's why I recommend a plant-based multi-enzyme that every human being should be taking with every meal that they eat, because that will help you break down your food. And most of us after the age of 30, we stop producing enzymes in our body properly. And so we have all these larger molecules of calcium oxalate, calcium phosphate, or uric acid. So fats, carbs, proteins, not breaking down into small molecules. That gets stuck in the filtration system of the kidneys. Over time, that builds up and causes what? A kidney stone. Now, there are lots of ways to break that up. We can talk about that on a different channel some other time, because I promise if I tell you that, they're going to shut me down on every social media channel out there. But those enzymes are amazing for that. If somebody's dealing with an active enzyme or an active stone, I load them up on those enzymes, 2 or 3 of them every hour for a day or two. And a lot of times it'll help deal with the problems they've got. You got to push a lot of fluids. You know, those kidney stones, if you look at them under a microscope, they look like little glass. There's like little needles and sharp little things. So it is no bueno. Women have a better time than men, but guys, if you got a stone, pray and do the things I ask you to do. Now, there's a lot of stuff that help the kidneys, but the kidneys are filtration organs. So you want to clean up the blood. You want to clean up digestion. So a multi plant-based enzyme with each meal, making sure that you're pulling out the heavy metals, the microplastics, all the toxins out of your body. So the Detox Pro Plus helps immensely for that. Plus, it gives your body 84 of the 92 essential nutrients and minerals that you need every single day. So that will help you a tremendous amount as well. And then, you know, make sure that you're eating for your body type. There are 4 body types. You're either a thyroid body type, a hormonal body type, an adrenal body type, or a liver body type. Eating that way, and take that DNA test that we offer, because it gives you a better idea of what you should be doing and how you should be doing it, and etc. So that's a little bit. Holly, I hope that helps a little bit. You can private message me if this doesn't work and we can talk off the record. Or, by the way, a lot of times, guys, if you have questions, you can go to my website, go to biolimitless.com in the top corner right here. So like you'll see it, it'll say ask, and you can type your questions in there. I've got hundreds of them to answer. So you guys put yours in there as well. All right, let's talk about this. So Wendy says, hey, does the Detox Pro Plus help clean out the blood? Well, yes, it does. And here's how. So when you have heavy metals and microplastics and other toxins that get into the body, they first get into through the digestive tract a lot of times, then they're going to get into the small intestine. And most people, because they have some level of leaky gut syndrome, the cell lining in the intestines that should be stuck together, that should be watertight, is permeable. And when it's permeable, fluids are going to leak out of that thing, and they're going to get in the bloodstream. And so microplastics and heavy metals and other types of toxins get in there. And because of the fulvic acid that's in here, that's a chelator. It grabs, it's tiny. It goes inside the red blood cells and goes inside the cellular membrane, and it helps clean that out. The fulvic acid will clean it up out of the intestinal tract. The humic acid is out of the intestinal tract, and the fulvic acid does it in the little bitty areas of the lymph, the cells, the blood, and etc. So that Detox Pro Plus, every man, woman, and child should be on that for sure. Let's see. Let me go here. Hide this one. Let's do 1 or 2 more. Let's see. This is a comment by Miss Vicky. Vicky says, "We all appreciate you so much, Dr. Eric." Oh, that's so kind. Thank you. Wish I had you as my doctor. There's not many doctors I trust anymore on my own, going through this health issue that at the moment, and I have to search online to try to find something that could help me. Thanks. You're welcome. God bless you. And I would agree. Um, it's an unfortunate situation because look, I just want to help people. And I got into this profession because I have a burning desire to help people. And I know that doctor means teacher in Latin. And if we don't teach, reach, and hopefully motivate people to understand how simple it is to help people, we're never really going to help them. And so, Vicky, thanks for your comment. I really, really, really appreciate that. And so that's awesome. Let's see. What else do we got here? So I'm going to say it again because a couple of people are asking. Greg says, went to Biolimitless to purchase your stuff. Told me to refer to the recommended person that person. You're that person. So how do I purchase? Okay, listen. Biolimitless.com itself is an educational site. If you do not have a link, so again, if somebody referred you to us, I have so many influencers that are supporting what we do across the globe. I want to support those influencers. So if you know somebody that said, "Hey, go check this out, watch this video," then get a hold of them, ask them for their link. I give out links to folks so that they can share this because I want to give people the opportunity to change the way that healthcare is received and wealth care is received. The pharmaceutical industries are making hundreds of billions of dollars a year off of sickness and disease. We should be able to make money off of health and wellness, and we can. So, okay, so get with them. If I'm your referrer and you don't have that and you're not in our family yet, then go to wearebiolimitless.com. Wearebiolimitless.com. You can make a purchase there. Once you make a purchase there, then you're going to get an opportunity where I can put you into our family, and the rest of the people in the family can help you understand how Biolimitless processes and systems work. They can answer questions for you. They can even show you, Greg, how you can get involved, and you can share your own link and get a link and help other people as well. I'm just trying to do this in the most equitable way possible. So hope that helps. Hope that works. Hey, Drew, how are you? Check your text, my friend. Hope you're well. Good to hear from you, Drew. Hope you're good. All right, guys. Listen, I said I'd jump on here for about 30 minutes or so. I'm going to do some more of these periodically. Go to our website, go to biolimitless.com. In the top corner, you'll see where it says ask. If you have questions, type them in there, and I'll do the best I can to help you guys get the knowledge that you need. Knowledge is power, but wisdom is taking that knowledge and applying it to life. There's so many cool things I can't wait to teach you guys. Like, I can't wait to show you what it really means. This is the triad of health. When you learn and understand what this is, game changer. This right here is the infinity symbol. When you understand that we at Biolimitless focus on the right side of this equation, the correct side, and don't manage symptoms or diseases, but get to the root cause of the problem, that's the key for folks. And then when you understand things like this is the Biolimitless. Let me show you this. If I can pull it up here proper. This is the food pyramid reimagined. This is what a lot of people are. I just did a couple Fox News and local TV shows today on this because the food pyramid is getting ready to get flipped. And that's what it's moving to. It's moving to the pyramid that we've been using for the past 15 plus years. And we're now teaching doctors this system and process, but I want you to learn this because if you learn this, then guess what? You can have your own self-care because self-care is the real healthcare. Guys, I got to get going. Remember, knowledge is power, but wisdom is taking that knowledge and applying it to your life. Guys, until we meet again, I'm Dr. Eric Nepute. God bless you. God bless America. And God bless this beautiful, beautiful world. Stay smart out there and protect your babies. I'll see you guys soon. Be well.